Treason, Colonel? I give you a device that may change modern warfare and alter the future of man's struggle to coexist in a world torn by religious, economic, and territorial turmoil. And you call me a traitor? Blow me.
Hello, welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast. I'm John.
I'm Ben.
I'm Cobra.
And we're starting Listener Request Month, so we're going to start with...
We just finished Listener Request
I think we did.
And I got a lot of beef with you people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why next month we're taking it upon ourselves to do what we want.
Yeah.
I think we're going to go NHL All-Star voting here, and we're just going to narrow you down where it's Listener Request Month, but we're going to give you...
I'm dropping all you to the minors is what I'm doing.
Like, you can only pick from, you know, a certain type of horror film.
We're going to box them in, huh?
We're just not letting you pick anything.
Yeah, such as the movie that we're about to review today, Repligator.
I can't even say that this is going to be the worst one.
No, probably
Because I
not.
know what this movie is going into it.
Yeah, if you hear Repligator, you're not expecting high art, so...
Again, it's not exactly what is advertised. There's a girl with a bikini with an alligator head, and that does not show up in this movie.
Not once.
Alright, I'm sure everybody who's listened to the show before knows who probably requested this one. Hey guys, thanks again for Jurassic Park. I enjoyed your review and it's given me a lot to consider. It is my favorite movie. It's not the best movie, and I'll always hold a special place in my heart, and I think that's because it inspired me, like many other kids, to study paleontology and get into dinosaurs. Moving on to Listener Request Month, I found this DVD in a store in Manhattan a week ago and instantly said I have to have this. What's it like to have expendable income? Because I would not spend any money on this. This movie...
I wouldn't even spend $1 on this.
No. This movie...
Wow, that's fine.
This is a bold claim. This movie might be... Oh yeah, Bimbo Movie Bash.
I'm going to send Daniel this movie because I think he'd enjoy it.
Yeah, Daniel's
Doesn't
address.
he do a show?
Oh yeah, he does, and that would fit in... We'll get to that in just a second.
Whoa.
I'll get to it in a
hasn't-
second.
Did he just start it?
It's in here, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. This movie might be worse than Shockma, but hey, at least there are boobs, right? Two of my friends and I decided to start a podcast. Don't know if it'll take off. It doesn't have a good name yet. But basically we review erotic parodies in movies, so Bimbo Movie Bash would be perfect.
So these actual, like, just porn parodies?
That's what I'm wondering. Is this just porn
Like
parodies?
more to the G-string type
Yeah,
stuff.
like
Bear Wench Project?
cliffhanger.
Yeah, these all sound good.
It would be fun to see your take on this ... film. I have the DVD if you... Okay, yeah. No, I found it. It's on...
It was on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just the perfect...
Tits
Coffee.
and all. We're on YouTube.
Thanks, Daniel. So, yeah, we're gonna request that you watch Bimbo Movie Bash. If you need it, let us know. If not, we have a copy of it for some reason.
Because
Oh, you bought it.
Yeah, when I was sick, I saw this DVD cover.
and you said I had to have
It was like 1999 or 2000.
Is that the same laser gun as the one they use in Repligator?
It looks like Independence Day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I gotta check this out. And then what it was just a whole... It was like 10 different B movies spliced together to make a film.
That was a nail gun in Repligator, right? They just...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a nail gun.
Yeah, it looked like a nail
You
gun.
mean the ray gun?
Yeah.
No, that was real.
No, the Repligator.
Anybody want to try and give a quick synopsis of this?
The plot... No, there isn't a plot.
The government... And, well, the government's paying...
Government.
The government is paying some, Gunnar Hansen and this other guy to...
Well, we're not sure what Gunnar Hansen does.
Well, we're not
I feel like
He
he's...
makes 3D... Or no, X-ray glasses.
X-ray glasses.
So you can
But I
look
feel
at the
like
weird
he
nipples.
is... I thought was here to narrate and tell us what happened.
Yeah. That's what you
But
thought when you first saw
he
him.
disappears after the first 3 minutes and comes back for the final 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's essentially two scientists battling back and forth. One has a good idea of a replicator, but
Is that a good idea?
it has
It's
some
what-
tweaks that need, and the other guy can brainwash people, and he's like, well, if we can replicate and brainwash them, we can make anything we want.
Rule the world.
And they...
Who the fuck is paying for the brainwashing thing?
That's just... I think it's
The government.
I think it's a...
Because they're corrupt.
I think this is a poor example of social commentary of government spend overspending.
Don't you have the theory that Daniel is doing this just to make us fight?
Yes. From
Replicator.
5 minutes into the movie, we see somebody going out to get their newspaper from the front lawn, and the main headline is transsexuals in the military.
And that's not the last time we'll hear about people in the military that shouldn't be there, such as any woman at all.
This is ripped from today's headlines.
In 1996.
My theory is Daniel was just trying to make John's life difficult.
Thanks.
By
hey, at least
political
your movie,
tangents and long editing hours.
At least your movie wasn't 2 hours long, because fuck. We'll get to that one in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I don't know. So I'll give you credit on that one, Daniel. But you were hoping that the podcast would be longer than the movie, weren't you? Yeah. Well, we're 20 minutes in, but that's because I pushed record before I realized I pushed record.
Let me know if my theory is right.
We start off with some woman checking out the sexual fantasies of a fat guy.
Oh, wait. I have the credit intro. For some reason, it's literally
animation.
Put 5 seconds of animation, and then we just go right
to the movie.
What happened here?
They had an extra little bit of money, and they're like, this looks good.
I just don't know.
They said this looks good. Wow. Okay, so we see this guy drooling on himself, having fantasies about a doctor/scientist, and then we move on to a guy pulls up to the secret military base. I did like the sign prank where it was like secret military base, secret Russia base, and then
8 miles
Stucky's Stucky's chicken, yeah. So this guy that walks in, there's 2 or 3 people in this movie that immediately make me think of Alex Jones.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs. Won't you fight for your life?
The way they sound, the way they look.
That one.
The Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Sanders.
Looks like you've learned to make great chicken.
Only way to serve our customers right.
He definitely sounds like, he's got that.
Okay.
We just don't want to talk about this.
This guy, Colonel Sanders, is yelling about the project not going well.
To Gunnar Hansen.
Yeah, he's yelling at Gunnar Hansen, and Gunnar Hansen's like, well, wait, we got these X-ray specs that we made off the back of a comic book, and then we see weird nipples.
They're the weirdest nipples I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know, they're pepperoni shaped or oval shaped, or they're just fucking weird.
They're like beyond, they're like literally like, no one can see me drawing that, but they're so skinny but long.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
off-putting.
They're boobs though, so boobs.
Gratuitous.
Boobs.
And we not only get to see them once, right? He calls her back out.
Yeah, he calls her back in to look at her again.
Yeah, they're talking. Not only is there Colonel Sanders, but there's General Mills. They bring him up here.
Yeah, this movie is just filled with play on names. There's Private Lap Dance. There's.
Was this a USA Up All Night movie, or was this a Cinemax movie? Because there's no sex in this movie.
Well,
none.
Pretty soon in my notes I have, these are porn stars, right?
Are they porn stars, or are they softcore porn?
That's what I was thinking, was that it's like a Cinemax stable of actors, basically.
Right.
No, I don't think this is on USA Up All Night. Was it still going in 96?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I want to say yeah. Gilbert Godfrey, I think, took over probably by then.
Or Elvira.
It was getting near the end, but this.
Rhonda Shear was definitely the best host.
Well, yeah.
She could.
Without the nudity, this has the feel of a USA Up All Night movie. That's why I wondered.
Yeah, and the 90s computer special effects. Oh my god. They're so bad.
Oh, the mole on the one scientist.
Oh, what was that?
So
I didn't even
gross.
know. I thought it was like a microphone she was talking into for like the first part of the movie. I was like, oh, they're trying to make her ugly with a fake mole on her. Clever.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're gonna show this general what this replicator does. So they put one of the soldiers in it.
Well,
Private
Not
Waring.
Gunnar
Yeah.
Hansen, right?
No.
Yeah, so if
We're
Flash
done
is
with
back,
we're done with
Yeah,
Gunnar
Gunnar
Hansen.
Yeah,
Hansen.
he, like,
We're now in like
disappears.
the government facility where this
But it's a
guy's
flash-
doing the replicator.
But it's a flashback, right? Like it's.
I think
we're
that
going
was just-
back in time.
No, I think that was just a cutscene.
Oh my god.
I don't think we're going back in time. I think it's all present.
At one point, they just take a scene and they replay it again. So
That's because it's the
they
Repligator.
didn't even like cut it to make it look like it was a different scene. They're like, "Don't mess with that film. It's the only cut we have."
Yeah, it
So,
looked gorgeous. Play it again.
I can't even. The one. The one female soldier, was she a bodybuilder or a man?
Well, doesn't one of the men want to be a woman or something like that?
After Private Waring
After-
changes, he's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be changed
Yeah,
back.
it seems like that throughout the movie too. That after the men get changed into women,
Maybe it's
They-
a feminist thing.
they
it's empowerment women.
they seem to not want to change back to men.
Exactly. They want to stay women after they get to be women.
And the one doesn't even like Private Waring doesn't even realize that she is a woman until somebody points it out to her, which is pretty sad. Okay, so they turn the guy, they replicate him, but he comes out the other side as a woman, and this pisses off the army because the army does not want women fighting.
Yeah, the
So-
sexist General Mills talks about bimbos.
Yep. He's gonna fire this other guy for a mistake that the lab made. So the other scientist.
Okay, so yeah, there's the mole girl who's hot later with bald scientist.
Old fat guy.
And then there's the kind of Jerry curled,
I think he might have been the best actor in the whole movie.
Oh,
do.
the other scientist.
Yeah.
the brainwashing stuff.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like he was having a good time.
So
He enjoyed his role.
what the replicator
Mhm.
is supposed to transport troops, like
Yeah.
Into other bases.
kind
yeah.
of like a Star Trek thing.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
transport them and infiltrate the enemy
But this thing
without
can
them
only,
knowing.
But this thing only changes men to women.
it moves them. It does move them.
and
When they
wouldn't
come
you
out
have
the
to
other
be
side.
like right outside the enemy's base with this replicator?
Yeah, you would have to set it up.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna have to set this
the
up
base.
outside the wall and just shoot them in there. Like nobody would hear that
And
going
one at a
on.
time too, so they come in all by themselves, and then they're like, "Hang on, wait a second."
They must not have put that much thought into.
That's why this movie is just
It's just goofy.
it's hammy.
Yeah.
At one point, I have their sexy sax music, saxophone music.
Oh no.
That could be
There
anywhere.
was.
Were they like kissing at the time, or was one of those? And it seems like all the women immediately fall in love with men too.
Oh yeah, and fat men.
Yeah, bald,
Gross.
ugly.
Didn't they put
gross.
something in the replicator that made them do that?
Oh, did they?
Like a code?
Of course they would.
I think the brainwashing guy does, but as soon as Private
Yeah.
Waring comes back, he's flirting with all the ugly people too. So
I have when they were putting goggles over the female soldier, like shocking her or something, or she was overacting. But I thought a Videodrome with the
Oh yeah.
goggles over.
Yeah, they. But not as good as Videodrome. Sorry.
not even close.
No. What were the goggles for?
I don't even know.
I don't remember.
Private Waring's naked now.
Yep, she's climbing on a desk trying to have sex with a fat guy.
Oliver, that's his name.
Okay, that's the main scientist.
Yeah.
Is Oliver. Okay.
He even grabs her boob before he leaves,
Yeah,
and
he's
then,
like,
and then that other scientist comes in and she's like, "What?"
Oh yeah, mole scientist. I think is jealous. Aren't they married or something?
No,
No, they.
they just work
I
together.
think there's
okay.
sexual tension
Ah.
between
Which
the
is
two.
weird because she's at least 20 years younger than him, maybe 30.
And 1/4 his size.
The other scientist, he wants to use, because Colonel Sanders is saying, we're going to shut this thing down because you don't know how to control it.
Now I know what the goggles are for.
He goes and talks to the other scientist who's like, listen, with a few tweaks for my brain control, let me just run this.
control.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. He got some hooker to come in and
Control her
control the
mind.
brain. Yeah.
Oh, is that the one that I was thinking was?
So he gives it to the
Man,
other. He's like, how do you think all these people love the Macarena so much?
I'm with it. I'm hip.
Oh man. Fuck.
He's like, from mind control. It's the shit project, by the way, too.
That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
sexual something, and then he's like, what does he say? He goes to read it and he says something else.
I don't even know.
Fuck.
How could you remember anything from this movie?
I don't know. I can't. I'm having a tough time.
Like one line specifically. Ugh.
The Sexual Hologram Interface Terminal.
You mean?
This project was secret.
Well, I thought he was going to say it's shit, but he goes, it's, and then says something
Probably
else.
says poop or something.
It's poop again!
He called it shit poop. Speaking of that, I was just talking about, I watched Click for the first time ever. Adam Sandler.
Oh, okay.
It was terrible.
He said something else, but...
I watched Click. Amazing.
Adam Sandler hasn't made a very good movie.
I was trying to think of what was like, and I liked Big Daddy a little bit, and I liked Mr. Deeds a little bit, but that is definitely like his first.
It's just phoned in.
Between, I mean, is anything better than Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison? Those are his best two, right? Have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Wedding Singer's okay. And then...
I like The Waterboy a little bit.
What's the serious one that he did?
Punch Drunk Love.
I like that movie.
You're one of the only people.
Is that Paul Thomas Anderson?
Yeah.
I didn't mind
watch that. I've always heard it's
He's
really
so
good.
fucking weird in that movie. Like,
He made that other serious one too.
Is that the one where he
Spanglish?
has cancer or something like that?
Spanglish?
He did Spanglish.
No, it was
okay.
it was like he either lost his wife in 9/11.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and his friends
Rain
with
Over Me.
Rain on Me or Rain Over
yeah.
Me, yeah. We
I
just
have,
were talking
for
about
some
this shit
reason,
project.
A bunch of people just start jumping into the Replicator.
Oh, we're supposed to put one in, then somebody else goes in, and then two more people stumble in.
Somebody
Yeah.
throws somebody in.
Oh, yeah.
The doctor that you like so much, who's rude.
Oh,
Or is that later?
he grabs the guy with the weird lip and throws him in.
His assistant.
Mm-hmm. And then the girl runs in 10 seconds afterwards.
And which is weird because the
Stumbles in.
assistant comes out and she's like, I've been in love with you for years.
That's because they programmed something in there to make them think that, didn't they?
Oh, I don't know.
When they say they program, you watch them on the computer and they're just hitting the same key over and over again.
And by the way, how we get the gator part, don't you just love... They stretched their DNA so far it went back to prehistoric times, that's why the gator appeared.
It took 45 minutes to get to a gator.
Yeah.
Did anybody else think, am I
it's
watching the
not
right
like-
movie right now?
I saw Gunnar Hansen, so I was like, okay, this probably is it, but there's no
So
alligator or gator.
And it's not like they were saving money by not showing the monster.
No. Just all of a sudden, somebody with a rubber suit comes out, he's having sex with the general, and...
Apparently it was a 12-year-old in the... This is what IMDb is saying.
Damn it.
That nobody else could fit in that suit, and they hired some 12-year-old to
Just run.
just run around with the suit.
I don't know how many tits that kid saw on set.
Best day of his life.
All
Yeah.
of them.
They had to duct tape the suit on.
Oh, God. Apparently what happens is the women have orgasms and it sends them back to prehistoric times. That's how they explain it.
All right,
Fine.
listeners.
That's fine. Whatever.
Listeners, also, I know you couldn't possibly believe anything else crazy could happen in this movie, but we also get zombies.
What the fuck was that?
Gay zombies, too?
Yeah, he's like, what? Yeah, no, there's...
They tried to explain it with
explained.
one line. They're like, well, maybe when you get bit by the alligator, you become a zombie, question mark? And then they just let it go.
What the fuck was going on in this movie?
I did enjoy the Jim Carrey scientist-looking motherfucker.
That's what I thought. You look like Jim Carrey, yeah.
Nope.
So all these women are now slaves of whatever men decide to make them slaves. It's just random
But-
how it works.
Their sexual urges kind of
They're nymphomaniacs.
overpower
Sort
being
of.
told what to do.
Sometimes. Like, they do fix
When they...
quotes, air quotes.
When
in
they,
the
yeah,
replicator.
when they go back and reprogram the replicator to do everything they tell them to do,
Mhm.
but I think they have to tweak it once before that happens, right? Because
Yeah.
they're just too horny.
Right.
Can you plug that nymphomaniac song?
You need to cut that line and just randomly put it in emphasis because they're too horny.
Well, they were. You can't get shit done with horny women.
They did fix it, and they did get guns that they made that shoot
Ray gun
1990s computer animation
Green
balls.
rays?
Yeah.
And they explode into the same green...
But it doesn't explain that either, because they go away and come back. So are they just replicating them all over the place or something? Is that how this is working?
I don't know. I have no idea. You're asking way too many questions in this movie.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
If I asked the writer, he'd be like, do what now?
There were 3 writers on this movie.
Oh, man.
Oh, if they you said if they have an orgasm, they turn to a gator?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Funny. Marriage is a joke. Oh, what the fuck is zombie? Alright, okay, here we are. There's the zombie.
What the fuck is zombie?
Yeah, there he is.
There's also the electric has gone out. So there's 2 guys that we spent a lot of time with going back to turn the electric on.
Oh, yeah.
Hardy.
goes
Who's
nowhere.
that? Hardy
No.
gets kissed and he turns.
Oh, does he? Who's Hardy?
I have no idea. He's another general that was there, I think.
People are turning back and forth from alligators to people. Just all over the place.
Yeah, Oliver at some point grabs a styrofoam stick and starts clubbing them in the head.
Oh, and that makes them break from their brain control. Yeah. That's how he explains it. And then meanwhile, like, the guy who I think is the best actor, and that's just what I'm going to call him because I don't know his name.
Brainwash guy.
Brainwash guy. He keeps being like, I can take over the world! Ah, ah, ah! That's, my laugh is actually just as good. This movie just kind of keeps going in this.
It does. I said boobs to end the movie. And then I have to write almost because there's still like 10 or 15
more
minutes
movie
that
to go.
they didn't wrap up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the scientist that was going to get fired at the beginning, he ends up perfecting the replicator gun,
Yeah.
right?
And they're gonna...
He meets out in some dirt road. What was he getting? He was getting
money, and he
for
was giving him
the replicator.
these. I think what they're gonna do is,
They're going to let this get into the press, aren't they?
they're gonna get their plan is to get all these girls out there, and then the Iranians would see the girls and surrender.
I have a line there from.
They're like,
That's a
why
brilliant
would
plan.
the Iranians shoot these? They'll surrender immediately.
Is that Gunnar Hansen at the end that says the whole thing about Iranian soldiers?
It's him or the other
He
doctor.
says Iranian brown soldier.
No,
Yes, he did. I wrote it down. I even did the 15-second rewind thing. Yes,
Wow.
he said that, and I owned that little red Ford Escort that the scientist was driving at the end. That was my second car ever.
Oh man. And there's girls in the end.
Well, he starts turning people. He goes
shows
to the one
up
house,
there.
turns one guy into a girl and one
That's the
woman
scientist.
back to the other scientist.
That's
Oh,
the
okay, you're
scientist
scientist guy.
But like he just shows up at the house, and you're like, what's that? There's
Yeah.
no reason for it. I mean, there's no reason for this movie, but
This movie was
And then he goes and turns Mole Girl back into
hot girl.
Hot Girl. Yeah.
And they get married.
I guess they get married. I don't know. Sure. I know
That's in the
fuck.
sequel,
That's
Repligator Wedding.
wow.
I'd watch it. Once. I'd watch it once.
And then then we get the final scene with Gunnar Hansen talking to that scientist again, or the general again, General Colonel Sanders.
And they
Right.
shoot each other.
They shoot each other and turn into 2 women, and then you get the idea. They're gonna go
Yeah, they're
out.
like, we're not gonna look for the cure for this or the transformation back so quick. Let's go explore ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel, you've done it again.
Great pick. All right.
It's no worse than Chakra, by any means.
No.
By entertainment value.
There were parts of this that entertained me. Little bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's
more
not
than-
cohesive
more than
at all.
Chakma, Yeah.
Shockma didn't entertain me at all.
That was just that
No,
monkey
but dude,
smacking a door.
I do like the time capsule of how movies were made, and even in the 90s, like abusive animals. That was kind of funny. What they did to that monkey,
Oh, yeah.
to get him to act the way, and it's just like, my God. But yeah, I agree. There was slightly funnier things in this movie than Chakma, or more entertaining, anyways.
Okay, so we'll start with Ben.
Well, I looked up some stuff because I didn't take very good notes because it was hard to take notes in this movie.
Yeah, it was.
Some things I found interesting. 3 writers.
It's amazing.
Took 3 people to write this thing.
Way to go, guys.
Now, I don't know if they simultaneously wrote it or somebody was just like, dude, I'm not putting my name on this thing, I quit. And
2 different people just evolved straight into hardcore porn. Like, stop!
No, that would have been better.
I understand, but they were like, we have to release this, guys.
Dr. Goodbody, played by Brink Stevens, she was Taffy in Sorority Babes in the Slime Ball Bolorama.
Oh, so it's our second time with this woman. Okay.
Good for her.
She's still working heavy today, man. She has 3 movies in post-production right now. She has 5 movies in pre-production with the names, with the likes of Horn Dog Beach Party, Meat Hook Massacre 4, and then a random movie called In Search of Steven Spielberg.
Let's see if we can't get a hold of one of those.
What the hell?
I'm really hoping for Meat Hook.
This movie was shot.
4th one. Jesus.
The movie was written in 4 days, and the movie was shot in 5 days.
3 people wrote it in 4 days? What the fuck was happening?
I wonder if someone said, you have $100,000 to make a...
Here, do
I
something.
couldn't
don't even
find-
know. We got Gunnar Hansen.
I couldn't find a price tag on it. But, let's see. There's no plot. There's no acting. The special effects are atrocious. What is Gunnar Hansen doing in this movie? I know he was just cashing checks in,
I think he
in
just-
the 90s, but...
How much would he possibly have made for this movie?
I don't know. He had
$300?
they probably... All of his scenes, they probably had him for 4 hours
Yeah.
for that day.
Maybe they're like, we'll give you $10,000 for
And
2 hours of service.
it's a disservice to call this a B movie. It's a disservice to B movies.
Wouldn't this be like Z grade?
It's bad.
Yeah.
There's not. I don't know. I don't like these types of. This is beyond it's so bad it's good. Like,
Yeah,
this
it
is
doesn't
just
come
not
back around.
Good. Because there are a lot of those movies out there that I enjoy they're so bad they're good.
Like Troll
It's good.
2.
The thing with those
But-
is that the people who were making it were taking it serious. No one was taking
No,
it
no one's taking
serious.
it seriously. And it's just. It's a cross between like a Cinemax After Dark movie and something you see on sci-fi.
Mhm.
No, huge not recommend. Don't watch it. And I would give it 2 out of 2. 2
Wow.
2 out of 10.
Wow, crushed Shockma.
Yeah.
All right, Cobra.
I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10.
Whoa.
I know.
That's because
with
you gave it the extra point for the titties.
There's boobs everywhere, and that's fine. I know
Yeah.
what this movie was going into it. It was going to be some cheesy fucking thing. You're right though. It's not so bad. It's good. It's so bad. It's bad. It just doesn't. There's not enough fun or entertaining parts of this movie to make it come back around. You're just literally watching these scientists turn men into women, and the women try to have sex with the men. That's pretty much. And then they eventually turn into a gator.
What did they call them? Something babes? Croc babes? Or
No.
Gator babes.
Gator babes, yeah. I think that might have been what they wanted to go with for a title.
Might have.
Yeah.
What if there was another movie called that or something? And
We
they
could
couldn't
have
go
had-
with it.
yeah.
We could have had Crocodile
Yeah.
Dundee versus Gator Babes. Wait, he fights crocodiles. Never
Yeah, it
mind.
doesn't make
That
sense.
doesn't make sense. Forget everything I just said. Yeah, this movie is just not very good. But it's still better than Shockma. I laughed a little bit with Colonel Sanders and General Mills. Stupid, but yeah, 3 out of 10.
Yeah, I gave it a 2. It was... The only reason it was better than Shockma is because there were bits and pieces that I was laughing at. But as far as plot goes, there isn't one. It's literally just like, what goofy thing can we do next? Can we show more tits? Let's
The
do that
answer's
then.
Or-
Yeah, of course we can.
Or they just said, this is getting bad.
Yeah.
Write a scene where somebody else takes her top off.
It's like our co-host wrote this film.
I'd have at least a plot.
Well, there's sort of a through line. They need to make soldiers to go from... I think even the guy at one point says it. He's like, okay, so we wanted to make a machine that makes them go from here to there, and now they're alligators. And that's the plot. So, we didn't even mention that, like, the opening scene, they show the entire thing again later in the movie. The entire opening scene with the fat guy drooling on himself. And they don't like show they're trying to say they're showing a film of it, but it's showing different angles and shit and
Not good.
no. So and plus, you know, those weird nipples at the beginning kind of so yeah, 2 out of 10. Not bad, Daniel.
Not your worst.
Nope.
That you ever picked for us, but
All right.
It makes that
so
Primal Force just so much better.
You just keep elevating that
Yeah,
movie.
it's so much
Did,
better.
I don't remember in Daniel's email, did he say he's watched this and like what he thought of it?
No, he just said he
Let
found
us
it
know.
at a store in Manhattan a week ago. Yeah, tell us what you thought of it. If you maybe gave it a...
Sounds like a cool story
4
if
or
you could
5.
dig through and find something like this there. Then.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of good stuff, but
Yeah.
wish there were stores like that around here.
Okay, if you want to get a hold of us, facebook.com/horrorcasting, horrorcastings@gmail.com. We're on Twitter @horrorcasting. I never check it, but we're there. Old shows are on YouTube. I think that's it. Oh, we're on Podbean and iTunes. Rate and review the show. Do it.
Please.
Thank you.
Thrill me.